Okay, it's cool to see everyone trickling in. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Coinbase Developer Platform event with Coinbase Commerce and OnchainKit checkout lead. Bobby Lee, technical program manager here to help with all things community-related programming on Discord. And thank you for joining. We're excited to have you tuned in today. So CDP has created a platform that enables developers to help any business transition on-chain. We aim for our tools to continuously improve in efficiency and effectiveness, enabling us to contribute more meaningfully to the success of those building with our products. So to kick things off, we'd like to have everyone share if you are currently a commerce or OnchainKit customer, user or builder, along with any frustration that you might have with the current payment system or financial system. So you can put that in the chat on the right, and we'll wait for you to add your thoughts in there. So if you're currently a commerce or OnchainKit customer, let us know. And if you have any frustration with the current payments or financial system that's going on right now in the world.
I'm very curious. What's one thing that drives you crazy about fiat payments?
Yeah. Chargebacks, yes. Stripe. Loving Stripe, new builders. High ticket disputes. Yeah, as you guys keep writing those in there, we'll watch you type in there. But I'll keep moving. So with that being said, let me introduce Justin Gainsley. Justin is the product manager for commerce and OnchainKit checkout. So he's going to run the presentation today. And some things he'll go over is an announcement of our brand new checkout component and why we created it. And then we'll also go over details on how to integrate your apps and products, how to integrate it into your apps and your products. So before we get started, just a quick housekeeping notes. We'll have the Q&A session towards the end of the presentation. So you can, throughout the discussion though, you can put your questions so you don't forget them. You can put them in the chat on the right, and we'll be moderating that. We'll either answer them throughout the discussion, not Justin and I, but others that are kind of watching our questions, or we'll just ask them or answer, I'll ask Justin them in the end, and he'll answer your questions at the end of the discussion. So we just ask to please be respectful to everybody during when you're asking questions, and then also keep them relevant to the topic that he is presenting. And then this session will be recorded and available for viewing later. So if you have to jump out or you want to watch it later, you'll be able to do that. And we will post that video when it's ready into Discord, into the Commerce channel. So with that, I'll just have Justin take it away from here.
How's it going, everyone? I'm very excited to chat with you all. As you probably just saw, I'm getting excited in the chat already about these pains that I think we hear about all the time. The payment system is broken. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're really excited to share with you what we've been working on with OnchainKit checkout, why it's such a big and important announcement for us, and where we're going to go from here. And so let me just play this little video one more time. I love what we made here. I think it just shows what we're going to get after today, which is how can we make payments as easy as Apple Pay, but in a way that is completely crypto free, that doesn't cost the merchant 4+% on every transaction, that isn't riddled with chargebacks and payment processing fees and middlemen who are taking a cut. How can we make a better financial system and do it on crypto rails? And so let me start by introducing myself. I'm Justin. I'm the product manager for Coinbase Commerce and our new OnchainKit checkout component. And I am absolutely fired up about how crypto can make payments better for everyone across the planet without anyone even having to know that it's crypto in the first place. And so I want to backtrack and start with this insight that we've heard over and over from people like yourselves, which is on-chain builders want normie-friendly payments. And so we hear all the time that people who are building on-chain, whether that's an on-chain app or something with CDP, or you're selling NFTs, or you're selling goods and you just want to use crypto rails, you want to be able to access regular people. You're not building for, the thousands of us maybe that are excited about being on chain and already have assets there. Most of the time, you're building for people who just want the utility of what you have built. And so what that means is that payments should be entirely free for your customers. How ridiculous is it that we charge our customers gas in crypto? And oftentimes gas is a different asset than the currency you're trying to sell it. Gas is crazy. Payments should be free as they are in the traditional payments world. Payments should be instant. Now, payments feel instant in the real, non-crypto world. With credit cards, it feels instant. Venmo feels instant, but honestly, the traditional payment rails are extremely slow and brittle. ACH and wires can take days. Credit cards take hours to resolve. And so we believe payments should be instant out of the box. We also believe, as we mentioned, that transacting shouldn't require crypto knowledge. You shouldn't need to know what a 0x address is, what your seed phrase is. You shouldn't need to know what network you're on or how to bridge or swap. It should just be easy, right? It shouldn't require any knowledge to make a transaction. And then, of course, we think payments should happen in one click. I've seen some crazy flows. I can't say that we're not ourselves a part of this. We have our own crazy flows where it takes 10, 20 clicks to just get to the action you're trying to commit to. We don't want that either. It should all be one click. And then finally, it should cost our merchants and our builders less. And that brings us to this point about traditional payment systems being broken. We hear and we know that merchants, developers, builders lose billions of dollars every year due to outdated payment rails. Billions. Not 1 or 2 billion, hundreds of billions of dollars are given to intermediaries who are taking a chunk out of your payments. So that's 3 to 5% of every transaction going to a middleman. It's chargebacks and disputes, just like what I saw in the chat, that risk operational headaches, of course, right? They charge you $15 in your own time when someone's charging back, but it also can kill your margins, right? If you're selling a high value good, chargebacks can be entirely destructive to what you've earned in that week or that month. And they're slow, right? As I may have seen in the chat, traditional payment processors, I won't name names, can be extraordinarily slow, and they can hold your money, right? Your money might not even be yours. And so what we are working towards is quite simply the fastest and cheapest payment method on the market. Our goal is not to make it about crypto. It's not to tell people they need to pay with a certain asset or on a certain network. It is to simply help merchants and builders access faster, cheaper, better payment methods. And our first iteration of this is this brand new checkout component. And the point of the checkout component is to help on-chain builders accept payments from off-chain users. And so the way we've built this thing is that there's no gas, there's no crypto jargon, and there's no seed phrases, ever. And so as long as this thing lives, your customers will never have to pay gas, never have to see crypto jargon. That's our commitment to you. They can use this one account. I don't even like that I wrote wallet here. It's an account. They can use this account across many apps and many sites. And right now we're starting with developers, but we're soon going to bring it to merchants who might not have ever wanted or needed to code. They can use this everywhere. They can fund with a Coinbase account or Apple Pay today. But there's many more on the way. I think bank will be a big unlock. One-click payments, as easy as Apple Pay, and no room for customer error. No sending on the wrong chain, no bridging, no sending the wrong asset. It is crazy. I myself have lost hundreds of dollars sending funds in the wrong asset to the wrong chain. Look at Polymarket, right? They give you an address and they say, hey, don't mess it up. It's got to be on Polygon. No off-chain user is ever going to figure that out. We don't want there to be any room for customer error. And for you, the builder, we are trying to give you an all-in-one package so that you don't have to think about these payment flows. What we hear from you builders is, hey, payments aren't the main point of my app. They're just a means to an end, right? We want to be able to help someone unlock an in-game item or unlock a new tier of service or pay for access to the product in the beginning. It's a means to an end. And so if it's the means to an end, then let us do the heavy lifting. Let us give you the business tooling, the analytics. If you need off-ramps, let's give you the off-ramps. Let's give you a plug and play integration that gives you entire flexibility of how your payments are processed. And so that could mean webhooks so that you can configure custom logic once a payment has been finished, or custom metadata so that you can include information like who the customer is or what they're buying and subtract that from your inventory or update their experience accordingly. And like I've been pounding on the table this whole time, crypto is a better payment rail because it's faster and because it is cheaper. And we are not charging our developers fees either. And so there's no fees for the developer building the on-chain app, and there's no fee for their user who's ultimately going to make that transaction. This entire package for developers for free. And so you might be asking, well, Justin, is this hard to integrate? And I'm going to tell you, it sure isn't. So I want to show you in under 3 minutes just how easy it is to integrate this component into your on-chain apps. And so you'll see here, this is an example of my in-game store. I'm selling a hammer. Someone's going to get 500 XP. And you'll see I'm first going to navigate to the OnchainKit checkout docs. And it really just takes 3 minutes to get this thing integrated into your app. And so first I'm going to create a Coinbase Commerce account. Coinbase Commerce requires no KYC. It takes 30 seconds to sign up for. And this is where you're going to be able to manage all your payments, your customer info, your on-ramps, your reports, whatever. Then I create this product. A product is useful if you just want to get started in seconds. You want to put this button in your app. It's got a fixed price. So I'm just selling this hammer. I can create a product for it. But if you want more flexibility, like creating custom carts or updating metadata dynamically, we also have a flexible API so that you can create charges with whatever price or information you'd like. And you'll see here, all I have to do is import this OnchainKit component into my project and then paste in the checkout button itself. Then I'm going to copy that product ID, which represents the individual product that I made, paste it right into my code. And in truly seconds, I'm going to have a fully functional payment button in my app. And you can customize this button to say whatever you'd like. You can customize how it looks. You'll see here, this one says pay with crypto. You can also make it just say pay. And right there and then, I can now accept payments in my app without my customer ever having to think twice about what they're paying with and how they can on-ramp from wherever they have their funds. No crypto jargon. There's no gas fees. They just click pay and they're off to the races. And so this can show you just how easy it is. Start accepting these payments in your app. You never have to worry about it. And for the customer, we're trying to go above and beyond too. As you'll see, I might click here. We're offering them receipts, right? Which on-chain apps do you know offer receipts? Well, we've got you covered. You can get receipts, view the transaction on the Block Explorer. You can send the receipt to your email, so you as the user can account for it later. And when I navigate back to my commerce portal, you'll see here my hammer payment is pending, and I'm good to go. The other thing I want to show is how we deal with metadata, how we deal with more complex integrations. And so you'll see here what I'm going to show is another set of docs where I talk about dynamic integrations. And this means a more complex payment flow, but still as easy as can be for your customer and remarkably easy for you as the developer. And so in this world, you can imagine I'm passing in information about who I am as the purchaser on this app. I'm earning 5,000 XP. This is my name. This is my user ID. Maybe I want to update the experience according to what I just purchased. Well, you can see that here right after the payment completes. I'm going to jump back over to my merchant portal. And right there, payment is pending. And you'll see customer details already separated out. Justin Gainsey, there's my email address. What other metadata do we have? Well, we have my current XP because we just incremented it. We have the inventory that's in my bag. We have my current level in the game. Whatever you want to put, we'll automatically parse it. We'll automatically pull it into reports right there and then for you. And my ask for you all is let's build the future of payments together. What we want to do here at Coinbase is eliminate the broken systems holding back merchants and developers. We want to unlock new value for you and your business, and of course for your customers. And we want to lead the way with you in creating a more efficient payment future. And so what I want from you all is I want to hear about what are your burning needs. I think that's what this says. Yeah, what's your burning need, right? What can we build that can better help your business? In what ways does this component we're launching meet your needs? Doesn't meet your needs? What do you want to see us build? Because at the end of the day, we don't think it's about crypto. We think it's about payment rails that are faster, that are cheaper, that are global from day one, allows you to accept payments from anyone in the world, cross-border transactions for free. What's your burning need? What can we build to make it better for you? Again, my name's Justin. I'm the product manager for commerce and our checkout component. My info is right here. I want to be in touch. I want to hear from you all. And I think we have plenty of time. Let's chat. Let's have a discussion. What can we build to make this better for you all? I want to hear your questions. I want to hear your insights. Thanks so much for your time, everyone. Let's get the discussion started.
Thank you. Okay, so we have a few questions coming in from, let's see, Nepali Nightmare. So first question, is it possible to pass a small percentage fee to a platform account similar to Stripe Connect? And then I need to be able to split the payment from Coinbase Commerce. So $90 to client, $10 to me as the platform, $100 customer transaction. Stripe Connect.
Yeah, that's a great question. Before I answer, I want to answer a question with a question. What are you paying today if you are paying already? What are you paying today on Stripe Connect? What does it cost you to process a payment like this that is spread between different addresses or customers? Just 3%?
Percentage fee.
3.5%?
2.7.
Got it. That's helpful to know. Well, the answer is this is totally something we want to enable. And so right now, that's not something we have in this all-in-one package. It's something we certainly want to build for our builders. But if you're willing to do a little bit more complex logic, you can certainly create a smart contract that takes in the funds, splits them accordingly, and of course does this all at the cost of crypto, which is as close to zero as can be. And so not something we have yet, but that's a great call to action of how we can better serve your needs. Yeah, what other subscriptions and discount codes? Yep, I hear about subscriptions a lot. Certainly something we'll want to enable. Tell me about discount codes. The way I think about commerce is more at the payment layer than the cart layer. And so I would imagine your app or your experience would tell us what the price is with the discount applied. But tell me about that. What do we need discount codes for? Maybe it's something we need.
Think for like an event that they want to maybe sell tickets in commerce for or something, that'd be an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Any type of store you
Yeah.
want to get. Yeah. Okay, let's go to until Mike replies to that. Justin, can we get all the products in a shopping cart and one payment link instead of individual product on commerce?
Yeah, great question. So right now, the way we have it structured is we operate with the assumption that the merchant or the builder is going to have the sort of cart themselves. And so, for example, you might have a cart in your app, or you might have a cart already built, and you're going to tell us, hey, this is what I want passed into the transaction, the price, the metadata, the info, the customer info. I certainly hear you that the next step of this should have a way for you to better pull in the customer's info via commerce, and maybe pull in, the different products and ability to create carts with those. And so that's great feedback and helpful to hear. I am curious what the case is. Is that e-commerce or is that an on-chain game? Is that an on-chain app? What's the case there?
And that same person had was, can we add tax as a configuration based on state?
I would very much like to see tax. And so stay tuned for that. We're working
Okay.
on that.
Okay. And then the same thing was, can we add dynamic pricing on products on Commerce?
Yes. And so in our docs, you can read about how to do dynamic pricing.
Okay.
There are a couple of ways that you can do it. You can either, true dynamic pricing means like according to what the user does, the price is going to change. That's in our docs. That's on, if you go to onchainkit.xyz/checkout/checkout, you can see towards the bottom, we have a dynamic pricing section where you can learn about how to do that. Alternatively, if you mean dynamic pricing as in the ability for your user to choose the price, we also have a donations feature where the user in our UI can choose the amount they want to pay.
Cool. I don't think this has to do with our team, but what if all of your Bitcoin have a wallet of their own, and how do you get your Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash from the games you play? Just was planning to skip
Yeah, that one I'm not sure. I
Commerce.
don't know if that applies as much here just because we're trying to
Yeah.
abstract away all the crypto, and so there's not really Bitcoin involved here.
Okay. So sorry about that, Sherry. Um, okay, so I'm not seeing really any more questions. Those are just comments on there. So I do have a question for you. Um, how do you plan to attract merchants who are new to crypto or reluctant to adopt blockchain technology?
Yeah, it's a great question. Um, I think there are a few things here. The first thing is we fundamentally believe crypto is a better payment rail. And so we think that at the end of the day, what we hear from merchants and developers is payments are slow, payments are expensive, payments cost a lot of money and a lot of time if they're going cross border. We hear a lot of times people won't even sell cross border or internationally because of frictions involved with the payment system. And so the way that we really want to get merchants and builders and developers excited is by offering them a better payment system without any of the crypto complexity. And so a payment system that's free, that's instant, it's cross-border, payment system that's transparent, doesn't have middlemen taking cuts. And the other side of the bargain is we also need something that their users will like and want to use. And one of the problems we've seen in the past is just giving people crypto payment rails, which inherently are better, isn't enough to start getting their users, their customers to transact using those rails. And so what we also want to do is find ways to bring their customers along on this journey, get their customers excited about using these rails, and in return, both deliver a better experience for the customer and a better business model for the merchant or the developer. And so if anyone on this call, is running a business where they say, hey, crypto payment rails sound amazing. I want them to be free. I want them to be instant. But your concern is no one's going to use them or a very limited population is going to use them. If I implement them or I have them today and no one's using them, I want to hear from you because what we are working on is understanding what we can offer to the customers of these merchants, developers, builders, and then work in collaboration and figure out the model that ultimately delivers that value to you. So please let me know if you fit into that camp.
Question from Polly. Do customers need to have the Coinbase app loaded with X crypto of their choice? Can they use MetaMask, for example, with checkout with any crypto that's then converted to USDC? And I'm assuming Coinbase Commerce cash out to our bank account is USD? Question mark.
Yes. So a few questions there. If the user already has crypto, we will swap it and give you USDC. And we will also be able to pull it from any self-custodial wallet or their Coinbase account. So if you have Ethereum on your Coinbase account or you have DGen on your MetaMask, we can process payments in all of those currencies, and you will automatically get USDC in the exact amount you requested. I think the key insight I want to continue to push on is a lot of people have crypto, but not that many people want to spend it. And so we think that the better route to continue pushing on and what we're still and what we're really focusing on is helping people get onto crypto rails so that they can transact in a cheaper, better, faster way. And so, yes, people can transact in their meme coins, but we think the more important breakthrough is helping someone without them even knowing transacting over USDC rails and getting those benefits for the merchant and for themselves. And then the last question I think was cash out in USD. We allow off ramps in a few different local currencies, so you can do like the euro as well. But primarily, we transact in USDC, and therefore the most logical conversion is straight to USD.
Another question that I have for you: what specific reporting tools are included in, and how do they benefit merchants and developers daily?
Yeah. So first of all, in our commerce portal, and I'll stop sharing just so I don't know if that'll improve the experience for you all. First thing, we have reports built into our merchant portal, which makes it really easy to account for the crypto that you are receiving. And so at the end of the year, sure, everyone's accountants are going to be frustrated with them if they have 1 million payments in ETH and then more in all these other currencies. The way we do it is it's all USDC for our merchant or our builder, which means it's incredibly easy to account for. And you get the exact amount you requested every single time. There's no overpayments or underpayments or volatility. And so in our reports, we have it well structured so that you can ultimately account for the purchases that have come in. We have the prices that you have, received for your items. We have transaction links so that it's easy to account for them if you're looking at, which wallet paid and where. Plus, of course, we have all the metadata that you requested or put into your charge. And so if that is information on the customer or what they bought or how they bought it, all of these things can be passed into your reports automatically out of the box. And then we also have an API where you can request different charges. You can request all charges to understand programmatically who's paid and paid for what. And our UI, as I showed in that one video, we automatically parse out all of your metadata so that it's easy for you to understand who bought what and where, hopefully making it as easy as possible for you to run your business. But if you have any suggestions or comments, please send them my way.
If you have any more questions, put them in there, but I'm just going to keep asking while we have the time here. Okay, so what features or disadvantages do you believe will keep you ahead of existing payment platforms?
Yeah. I think the thing that existing payment platforms cannot compete with when it comes to crypto is speed and cost. The card networks are well entrenched, right? They have a big moat. They're available everywhere in the world. However, it's going to be extremely hard for those card networks to get updated onto these rails that inherently don't have the middlemen and don't have all the pieces in place that slow down payments or make them costly to use. And so I think that's just an inherent benefit of crypto rails for payments. And that's a big advantage for us. The other piece is there's an enormous amount that we can do once payments are instant and payments are irreversible and they're free. That might include great benefits like the ability to drastically increase the speed with which you receive goods or are able to start using different products or platforms. It might allow us to pass back some of those benefits to your customers, giving them lower payment fees or lower costs entirely. It might allow us to create great loyalty mechanisms on behalf of our merchants. And so I do think that there's, a whole world of things that we can do once we accept the fact that just inherently we have a payment rail that doesn't cost so much and is far more transparent with fewer people standing in the middle.
We can kind of close it up unless anyone asks anything else. But last question is, how long does it take for an average builder to integrate your plug and play solution?
If you're using the basic product ID method, it will take you 3 minutes. It's so incredibly easy. And if you're using the more dynamic method, I truly think you can get it done in under an hour. This thing is really meant to be right out of the box. By the way, Beverly, I do see 2 hands are raised. I don't know if we want to call on those people and have them share their questions on stage.
Put your questions into the chat. We don't usually let people speak on stage anymore. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for, I didn't see that. Thanks. I have a question. What's the fastest way to get a new client to onboard, like an end customer? Is it download Coinbase and make a transfer from bank and as USDC?
So with this new checkout component in particular, we have collaborated with our on-ramps team to allow people to really easily and without needing to create a Coinbase account, start transacting over these rails. And so, for example, they can now use Apple Pay. They can now um, pull in USDC from any other balance on chain, or they can um, use their Coinbase account if they do have one. And so I would say the easiest way is probably Apple Pay. Remarkably easy to just start transacting on chain and using these rails, and it's integrated with this checkout component.
Okay. From Silicon Valley Goat. I have already integrated with Commerce API in your new announcement. Make me do anything changes? In your new announcement, is there any changes that needs to be made?
Yeah, so if you're currently using our API and you're using this in the merchant setting, there's nothing you need to do yet. Right now, this checkout component is primarily focused at developers who are building on-chain apps. But when we ultimately do deliver more of these features for our merchants, you'll get those automatically without having to make any changes. If you are interested in using the developer product, but you're currently using our standard merchant product and our merchant API, the best way to get started is just to go to onchainkit.xyz/checkout/checkout, as that is where you can learn how to integrate this. And so you will need to make a change if you do not already have an on-chain app and you want to use this new checkout component.
Skip this one. Coinbase checkout from Apple Pay was a question mark earlier from Nepali. I don't know if you answered that already. I think maybe, okay. And then what about disputes? What about disputes?
Coinbase handles those for you, so nothing you need to worry about.
Okay. And then I'm not sure if this one, can you link each Bitcoin account to one Coinbase account, and what is the least confusing steps to follow? Similar to the
Yeah,
questions.
I'm not
Okay.
sure I understand that one, unfortunately.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, cool. I think that are the only questions, unless that are relevant to the topic. Unless Nepali has one more question that he's typing. In the meantime, though, thank you so much, Justin. This has been awesome. I love that everyone can learn a bit more about everything going on and this new update. So I'm super excited. Um, if you have any more questions, you guys, I want to know about the disputes response. Yeah, just we can continue this conversation in our commerce channel in Discord. So you can go in there and keep asking questions in there. We'll get a hold of you guys. Thanks so much for attending. This has been so awesome. We love doing these events. And we have a bunch more events coming soon. And Ellie, who manages posting all those announcements about our events, will be in our announcements channel and our events channel that we have. And then also we started some new stuff, you guys. There's a show and tell channel that is now written. So we want to know more about any ideas that you have, or like not fully developed apps yet. You're just kind of playing around and want to show us progress or have questions. It's just more of a welcoming channel that we are developing versus having the show and tell channel before was much more of a place that it looked like you only could submit polished projects. And so we want to make it a little bit more welcoming to beginners who are playing around with things. So that's kind of our new channel that we have called Show and Tell. And that's also a place we're going to do some more highlights. So we'll have monthly community member of the month and a bunch of just builder spotlights that will feature you guys if you are playing around with our tools, and we want to see what you're building and any progress that you have. So it can be beginner again, early stage progress, or a final project. So thank you again so much. We're looking forward to connecting with you all still and running events and chatting on Discord. So keep building, and we're excited to see what you guys are working on. So thanks so much, everyone.